If you've been stuck in this constant cycle of losing the same 5 to 10 kilograms over and over again for most of your adult life, then this video genuinely might change the way you view fat loss forever. Because unlike what you've been probably told before, I don't think you have an issue relating to discipline. You don't need to set an alarm to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. I don't think it's a case of motivation because you've lost 5 to 10 kilograms before over and over again. And I definitely don't think you need to go and find a new flash diet to start. I think all it is you simply haven't been given the right system that can actually go hand in hand with the lifestyle and the workload that you currently have. So I want you to do me a favor. I want you to picture 15, 16 weeks from now. Now, in that time period, I want you to imagine you've lost 15 to 20 kilograms. So you've broken that plateau that you have of getting to 5 or 10 kilograms and then hitting a brick wall every time. I want you to imagine standing in front of a mirror and actually being proud of the man or woman you are, actually being lean, and doing it without cutting any of your social life or balancing your career and your family life as well. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to live off Tupperware with chicken and broccoli and rice every day. Now think of, instead of constantly having to restart and start on Monday or start on next week with your diet, you actually get to your goal and you don't regain that weight. Instead, you become someone that enters competitions, you start running, you start being fitter, you start getting stronger, and you're smashing PBs in races. And you're someone now that genuinely enjoys training and have incorporated it into your everyday life. And it's starting to not just be something that you do a few hours in a week, but it's became your lifestyle. This is exactly what I help my clients do. Now, over the last few years, I've got my clients to get results very, very similar to this. Like my client Chris, who lost 35 pounds in 12 weeks to prep for a holiday. And by the way, he was working probably 50 plus hours in a week and he actually had an active social life. Or my client Leah, who lost 15 pounds within 8 weeks, started hybrid training and running for the very first time, and was someone previously who just wanted to be smaller, and she went from that to being the fittest she's ever been, the leanest she's ever been, and eating more food than she ever has before. Or my client Gemma, who lost 15 pounds again within 8 weeks and had an active social life as well. Or Kath, who lost 26 pounds within 14 weeks and went on more holidays than probably any of you have ever been in your life. And in her words, not mine, in her words, she's never looked this lean ever since she was in uni. And lastly, my client Abby, who lost 24 pounds within 12 weeks, and all while doing his masters in this period of time. And even me, myself, have run this exact same system that allowed me to lose 20 kilograms within 20 weeks. And in that period of time, I got engaged, I had baby showers, I found out I was having a baby, I had a social life, and still managed to lose that weight. Now, you probably hear that last bit and think that all I do is help people lose weight. This is more than just losing weight. Because anyone can help you lose weight. You can go on Google, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you want to use, and you can find out exactly how you can lose weight. It's information that we all know by now. But what I do differently to everyone else, or what I want you to think of this time with your fat loss, is we can make this to where you don't have to gain this weight back again. Because constantly losing weight isn't making any progress at all. It's just repeating the same chapter over and over again. And that's why I created the hybrid operating system. And inside it, my clients follow what's called the PTS system. So rather than just throwing you in the deep end of a diet, which is probably what you've done and probably what's got you to this point now, where you start off well, you hit a wall and you restart again. We build a foundation first to make success inevitable and make that the default outcome. Because this used to be me. For nearly 5 years, I was stuck in this exact same cycle that I've spoken to you about before. I'd start another diet on a Monday, I'd lose a bit of weight, I'd be on the ball for about 3, 4, 5 weeks, and then work got hectic, life got busy, life threw me some curveballs, all my motivation just went out the window, which inevitably it will do. Then I started missing workouts, I started not tracking my food, I started not being as active as I was before. And before I knew it, a couple of weeks later, I was back to the very start. I've put the weight back on, and now I'm in a worse position because mentally I don't want to do it again. And another thing that I struggled with was not really having a plan and not having a map. So some weeks I wanted to be lean, some weeks I wanted to be good at running, some weeks I wanted to train like a bodybuilder and go to the gym purely just to add as much muscle as I can. And then again, same thing, it'd come to the end of that week or that month and I just switch up the goal again. And what I realized is I wasn't lacking motivation. I was turning up every single week into the gym. I just didn't have the right system that fitted and suited me. And everything changed when I stumbled across what's now became the PTS system. I stopped relying on willpower. I prepared my environment both internally and externally to make sure that what I wanted was a default outcome. I built habits that survived very, very busy weeks and periods in my life. I followed one clear map for 20 weeks. And in that period of time, I lost 20 kilograms and really got into the best shape of my life, even while juggling all the things that you probably say are obstacles. Then instead of going back to this cycle where I have to start a new diet or start this new block, instead of going through that phase that a lot of you are struggling with, I just found a new way that I like training. I found hybrid training, but I'd done it from a position of being leaner, having more confidence, having more muscle, and having systems in place that fitted into my lifestyle. So now I wasn't starting again from scratch. I was building on top of something that I had already achieved. And today I sit here as someone who has been doing hybrid training now for 3 years. I have done a half marathon in that time and done it sub 2 hours, all while still running a business, being a father now, which I weren't before, and being a husband now, which I weren't before. And it's not because I've done anything special or because I have anything special. It's just because I have a system that now works for me and it can work for you too. So what we first do in this PTS system is we put them through the priming phase at first to build that foundation. So for those first 4 weeks, we don't focus really on any fat loss. Yes, we know scale weight might drop and we know that most of that will be water weight, so it's not going to be fat that we're losing. But we just need to focus in this stage of building foundations and building habits that are going to be bulletproof and be the foundation for the rest of the 16 weeks. And while we're doing this, we're educating them to make sure that when they get that fat loss and they get to that end goal, that it's sustainable for them to do for the rest of their life. Then we get to the transformational phase, and this is where the majority or all of the body recomposition happens. So this is where we lose that body fat and we gain or keep as much muscle as we can, and we drop as much weight as we possibly can in this time period. And the goal here is to just get you to have a blank canvas where all of the years that you've been starting and stopping, all of the years that you've accrued a lot of body weight, we're just wiping the slate clean and giving you a blank canvas in order for you to then decide what you want to do in the last phase that we're going to come on to. And that last phase is the sustainable phase. So this is the phase where we've stretched your vision. You may have came into the program thinking, oh, I just want to lose a few kilograms, or I just want to get over this initial hurdle of losing over 10 kilograms. But because you've now realized what you can do, you've stretched your vision. And a lot of my clients, like Andy, for example, has went on to run a half marathon and a full marathon. I've had my clients Gemma and Hannah, who again had never done hybrid training before and went on to do a Hyrox. And Hannah's actually done 2 of them and done a mixed doubles, all because we stretched her vision. So this is the phase that you've gotten everything that you wanted out of the first 2 phases. You know exactly what you need to do to sustain it, and now you're stretching your vision in order to go and do competitions, photo shoots, and that kind of thing. And that can be possible for you too. Now, the biggest lie or misconception that I run into pretty constantly when I speak to people before joining the program is they tell me things like, oh, I've lost the weight before, so I don't need any help to get over this hurdle. And maybe you have lost a little bit of weight, but you wouldn't be listening to this video if you can keep it off and sustain it, or if you can actually get over that 10 kilogram mark and keep going to diet until you're actually happy with your body composition. Because the knowledge isn't the issue. You've got the knowledge, you know exactly how to diet, you've done it before. Execution is, being accountable to someone is, having someone to stretch your vision is, having a proven system and a roadmap is. And inside the hybrid operating system, we have 4 core pillars that we actually get you to work through. So the first one, especially in that priming phase, we go over what I call the habit stacking system. And this is where we get the environment, both internally and externally, to work with you and not against you. Then we go into the macro masterclass. So you learn how to actually structure your nutrition and not just follow another generic plan that you got off the internet. Then we have the hybrid operating system. And this is where you learn how to train with purpose, train with intent, and then afterwards stay lean 365. Then finally, and probably the most important thing or the most overlooked thing, is we go over your recovery within the recovery chamber. Because recovery is that last piece of the puzzle that a lot of people tend to miss out on. And yet it could be the difference between being consistent for years and burning out at the first hurdle. Now, You may think that, how am I going to know all of this, or how am I going to learn or remember all of this? Well, that's where the educational system that I house within school comes in. So you won't get overwhelmed from day one with all of this information. I've basically set up a system where you can get my brain in your pocket or in your laptop, and you can have it with you at all times. So this is going to be an educational system that is drip fed to you. So each part of the journey, each piece of the puzzle will be given to you as and when you need it. You're not going to be bombarded with 100-page ebooks or a lot of fluff on an email or worksheets to work from and PDFs. You're going to be given everything as and when you need it. What it's also going to act as is it's going to act as a FAQ for you to get information you need at real time without going back and forth with me. So for example, if you're stuck with knowing something, you can go in this educational system, get the information you need. Let's say you find your plan, and for example, one of the things it says on there is RIR, which is reps in reserve. And you may not know what that is if you're a new person into fitness, into training. So you'll go in there, you'll watch a video, a quick 2, 3 to 5 minute video. They'll tell you what RIR is. You can watch it really quickly and you can go and implement it before I've had the chance to get back to you on WhatsApp or text message. So you don't have to guess anymore. And you also don't have to be bombarded with a lot of information, which you probably already are sick of right now. It's just going to be one clear path from where you are to where you want to get to. So the question I'm going to leave you with is, if you're happy spending another 5 years losing and gaining the same 5 to 10 kilograms over and over again and being frustrated with making no progress, you can just keep doing things exactly how you are and you can ignore what I'm going to say right now. But if you're ready for this to be your last fat loss program and actually make some progress and be sustainable for the rest of your life, then just send me the word hybrid and I'll show you exactly how the hybrid operating system works. And whether you're a good fit, and if you're not, no pressure at all. Just a conversation to see if we can break the cycle and whether you'll be a good fit for the program.